Hey, welcome back. So in just a couple of hours that I was spent making these videos, I'm already getting people unliking the game. They must have been from Aragon. Um, that's the only explanation, or maybe they're from Navarra or France because I mentioned that they had smelly armpits or hairy armpits. Um, you do, France. I'm sorry. Um, that's just a thing. But anyways, let's go ahead and keep going, and hopefully whoever disliked it won't keep watching, and we'll find something else. There's tons of videos on this game. You don't have to watch this one, that's for sure. So let's go. So what I'm waiting for now is, you can see Castile is just sieging, and this one's ready to fall, and this one's still at 0%, but it's gonna see now it's increasing in numbers. That's an unimportant event. Morocco was building a spy network against us. I don't really do a lot with spies. It just doesn't seem to be worth my time and energy, but it's one of the weaker parts of this game. Um, and I don't know why people like spies in any game. I mean, I guess it's a reality thing, but they're always annoying with how they're implemented. I don't like it in Civilization either. Okay, so I can choose to gain 5 prestige, which right now we're at minus 18. So that will help us to erase a lot of our negative bonuses, or I can get 25 military power, which I need to upgrade my technology. And I'm taking the power. The prestige I'm not as worried about. Um, and then there you can see. So Granada is fully taken over. So Spain at any point now can ask for peace and probably get as much of that territory as they can. Sometimes they force you to take everything but the capital, and then you have to do another war later to get the capital. That's pretty common. Or we may have to go here and take out Tunis, who has been relatively uninvolved in this war. So, like, I'm tempted to just, yeah, see that I would have to take a boat because I don't have military access to go through these territories. I don't want to take boats, although it looks like Granada's ships here are getting destroyed. And I think from our perspective, I'm happy with things the way they are, and I'm going to head back home. And I also think that we need to mothball our forts because we need some money. So let's do that. I know we're at war, and maybe I'll lose the territory, but Spain is in complete control. And you can see that Spain took parts of Tunis already, and they have 13,000 troops, which for us would be a challenge because we're still at level 3. Um, so that's the that's the challenge there. I don't want to get involved in it. I'm just starting to get my manpower back, so we're gonna let it come back. Spain is in control. All right, so House of Portugal. The union of Alfonso and Isabel not only gained a spouse, but a new ally. Of course, friendship goes both ways. So Algarve is the seat of the family of our queen consort. So we get seat of strong aristocrats. Local unrest -3. But our missionary strength is -5%. That's awful. But it's only in Algarve. So, and then we got a new heir, Manuel. So a child is born, and he's 454, which is pretty dang good. So this is a very strong leader. And our queen, Isabel, is 332. So we married Isabel from Spain, which is interesting. And Algarve, of course, is just this one province. So what it's saying is, if I sent a missionary there, it's -5%. I don't care. They're already Catholic. So no worries there, unless I was trying to play some crazy game where I'm converting them all. Um, What I'm very concerned is I still don't have the ability to do any exploration, but we may not get to. That explorer is going to die soon. Everybody's getting older. But we still have a huge advantage on people. And here's why. This can be colonized right here. And it's very within our realm to do. This can be colonized here, these islands. And what you want to do is you want to always take the islands that have low aggressiveness, native, because and then like they produce goods. Everywhere produces goods. The goods that get produced on this island are going to be no better or worse than the goods that get produced there. Now the one thing is here the natives are at 4,000. Here it's 0, so you don't even have natives on those islands. Um, the natives can be added to your population. So that could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. It depends. And then you can see here that a native population of 4,000 gives you a plus 0.2 for local goods produced. So there are some benefits to going to these places. But if you go to, oh gosh, where's the... So we have to set a policy against our natives. And this gets done a little bit later. But for example, you can do native repression policy. And we'll treat the natives ruthlessly from now on. And what that does is it makes them angry and they'll attack you more and more. But your colony will grow by 20 extra settlers every month. So it'll grow quicker but the natives will be more fierce and willing to attack you. So the trade-off here is you're going to need to put troops on all of your colonies to protect it from native uprisings. Here, you're choosing to trade and profit from it, so their uprising chance is cut in half. Whereas here, it's basically normal uprising. This is half uprising. But what happens is when the colony converts, 50% of the native population becomes citizens. And so they count towards your colony growth. And so 50% of like that 7,000 we just saw, you just got 3,500 people added to your colony. And then this left one here is coexistence. So the native uprising chance is 0. You don't ever need to send troops, but that's all you get. So you can your colonists will go and it'll grow. No less quick than this option. I mean, these two are the same amount of quickness. This is the only one that gets an extra 20. This one, the natives will still potentially uprise against you, but if they do, you can get them into your population. Now, obviously, you want to take the go to the places that have the really high amount of natives, like 7,000. Well, here's the problem: if the natives uprise against you, you're fighting against a 7,000 army. Now, they will be lower tech than you, so don't get too fearful of it. But if they win, and they could win just because you don't have any troops on the location, they devastate the area and kill off all your colonists. It's a really bad deal. This one, it's like fire and forget. You can just send colonists to places and not worry about keeping troops there. And then it'll just grow over time and eventually become a colony, and the natives don't have anything to do with you. Okay? Jason always picks this one because he hates managing. You have to micromanage more if you do the other two. But anyways, so England is no longer considered a great power. And we just got the Zealot ability, which gives us missionary strength +1, which I still don't think gives us the ability to do much. And there we go. We finally got our military upgrade. And so our military tactics and morale just went up. And this is more important than you could ever imagine. If we were up against a level 4 tech army while we were still level 3, it is a huge difference. And so we finally, I think, are caught up with everybody, and we can always check by going here. And you can see that actually Spain is behind us. We're ahead of Spain, but Aragon is on the same level with us. And then France, as you can see, is already ahead of us. They got level 5 military. And so does, so you can see Austria, Bohemia. So you can see how the various world is growing. And Florence is 555 all the way across. That's crazy. All right. We can handle one more relationship. So what I want to do is go here and see who we can offer an alliance with. So Jolof, that's an African country, if I think. Yeah, it's way down here. So we can actually make an alliance with them. That's an interesting idea. So what that means then is if we start putting colonies down here, we'll have an alliance with them. So we don't have to worry about being attacked by these other nations. Wow, I never considered that. Let's see. We have Brittany, and then these are the Irish ones. I'm not interested in Ireland. Actually, let's do Jolof. We can't do a royal marriage with them, but we'll go ahead and do that. And if you ever wanted to do a royal marriage, right now there's 0 that would accept. And we can support Poland's heir. This would get us on the throne in Poland. If the heir becomes a ruler, we will get 2 years of power from that ruler as well as prestige. That's crazy. That's actually super powerful. I don't know if I want to do it, but why not? Does it cost me anything? Yeah, we'll send them. We're going to support an heir. Why not? Let's improve relations too. So we can do neighboring countries, allies. So we broke our alliance with England. And England, as you can see, is probably having War of the Roses right now. Lullard heretics. England's just getting trashed. Henry VI of Lancaster with 000. Yeah, he's they're getting trashed. But I think we still want to keep our relations with them up because they will recover. And then here we can enact our reform. So it's really just left or right. You're just choosing one of the two. This one, it removes 100. Oh, I'm sorry. National manpower is plus 15%. That's a big deal because our manpower is quite low. Over here, we get 10% extra in taxes. Oh, that's a tough choice. Our manpower is only 16,000, so this one would give us another 1,600. At the end of the day, that's not a lot, but the money is important. I'm going to take the taxes, even though the manpower is good. All right, and then we got this weird alliance with Jolof down here. I've never done this before, but we'll do it. And obviously, we could do a royal marriage, but they're not Catholic, so that's the issue. And then let's go ahead and do that. And I can't send a. There we go. So Granada. You can see they gave up everything but their capital. So 1 territory is left, and they pay 75. Castile gets another expansion penalty, and we don't get anything. We only took that 1 territory, and that was it. They owe us 1 favor. And now they're no longer a valid rival. So we need to get another one. So I'm going to go ahead and, I mean, if you pick the Muslim territories, I mean, don't ever pick Castile. I'm just going to pick Muslim territories because that war is eventually coming. Some people play as Portugal and really make a big deal out of taking Morocco, which you can do. I never do it because it's so hard. So hard to maintain the control. So I'm getting $2 around here, And pretty soon you're going to see the hammer and saw show up, which means I'll be able to produce something. Got to pause. So here the clergy estate is going to get 15 or 10 influence when they already have 67. So I got to do this. So I just caused their loyalty to crash. And now I'm going to have to do something to appease them. And so I have to lose support and legitimacy. You know what? I just basically made a decision that doing this is going to cause it to go right back where it was. But I don't think there's anything I can do. Like this one gives them influence. I don't want to give them influence. I just want to get loyalty. That one. That's the one we want right there. So we took away their influence, but still gained the loyalty. And then here, we can purchase an ability. The one I think we want right away is the... Like this one's really nice too. You get +1 in all 3 of the development areas when a colony is finished. But I think I want the global settler increase of +50. So the problem is we need settlers. Or we need a colonist so we can send settlers, which we don't have yet. So we're running along. We're at 1458 here. And so we're going to protect our trade, which, speaking of which, I haven't checked in on that lately. So we're at 3.96. You can see that it's slowly growing as every province gets a little bit better. One of the things we want to consider is there's actually 2 things I want to do. I already picked one of these. So I want to gain 1 base tax in every state. So that, see, the base tax is 4, 5, etc. So I'm going to do that. And then boom, everything just got improved by 1. So I'm okay with that. And then I want to pick Lisboa here. And we want to get to 30, which is a long way. That is our most developed one, though, I think. It has to be. That's at 14. Ooh, that one's at 20. Porto is actually bigger than Lisboa right now. Okay, why am I debating this? I want to get to 30 development with 1 province. And that'll give me 1, 2, 3 points towards this. Because I also want to get this one. If I can. I can't humiliate a rival, that's too hard. Hold 3 thrones, not possible. Embrace the Renaissance, I would love to, but it's far away. And control centers of trade, I only have 1. And I'm not going to get more than 1 anytime soon. This is the only other way I can help myself. The problem is, you can see here I'm at 18 development. I need to basically get to 10, 10, 10, or some combination that gets me to 30. This is super low, this one here, which means it'll be cheap to move it up a few notches, but the higher it goes, the more expensive it is to move it up. So what does it do? Well, development is just like you're developing your city. So you can see here, if I spend 57 administrative power, I improve base tax by 1. And by improving base tax by 1, my monthly tax income goes up by 11 cents, just from that 1 click alone. And local recruitment time gets reduced, and the Renaissance gets +3, which you can see I'm getting Renaissance now. So that's the part that's nice. You can also, like, with your main trade city, you can change your city. Like, so for example, I can move it. But that's not important. That's more important if you're like Moscow and you want to move it to Novgorod or something like that. But here we already have a wonderful port city, so that's not an issue. So this one has 2 development higher, so it's going to be easier to get to 30 is the point. The difference, though, is that because the autonomy is high, the trade power and everything is lower. And if you look at the tax, actually the tax is not affected. by the autonomy, so that's good. The production is, though. I think at some point I want both of these cities to be 30. This one I just would have to spend 2 more. Let's go ahead and start here. And let's do that one as much as we can. So we got to 10 and 10. So we're at 26. I mean, we're only 4 away. You can see I have 112, 150. This is going to cost 86, 89. And the horrible part is I needed all these points because I want to get to the next tech level still. But you can see my numbers did improve, and I am making $3 now. And then here, naive relative basically did something stupid. So foreign spy detection minus 25% or lose prestige. I don't care about spy detection, so I'll take that. And I'm very close to, see, I'm down to 2 now. So whatever happened, it just dropped. But I would love to hire some advisors so I can get +1 to my power. Getting a 111 to my power is a big boost because every single, like, that's 12 a month that I'm getting extra. And you can see I need everything I got. But what I'm waiting for is I want to get this sucker to 30. And you can see right here, I can get that to 12. So I'm basically spending whatever I can, whenever I can, to get this to 30. And my son, by the way, thinks it's a stupid idea to pursue this, but I usually do. Okay, so we have some border friction, and we don't want Castile's opinion of us to change. We could lose our claim on, I don't want to lose a claim, so I'm stuck losing power. You can, through a choice, choose to lose power and go negative. And then you have to keep gaining power until you get back to 0. But you can choose to go negative. And right here, look, we got a rebel uprising up to 80%. So I'm going to handle them with harsh treatment. So that reduced it so they don't uprise. But that's where my son was like, just move your troops there. Another trick you can do if you really want money bad is, for example, you can go here and your army maintenance, you can choose to reduce it down to 0, which costs less, but then the morale of your armies plummets. And if somebody declares war on you, they're going to just kill your army in a heartbeat. But see, your money then goes to 4.98 a month instead of 2.82. So at these current income levels, that's big. I mean, that's just double my current income. And then here you can see there's the hammer and saw. So this is a tough choice. So we either increase our local tax modifier by 40% or trade power by 50%. Now, here's the thing. Trade power, you can see here, right now we're producing 45. This is basically, so we're basically projecting 45 points towards the power in our trade node. We're going to go up by 11.8 points. That doesn't mean we're getting 11.8 bucks. It means we're going to go up 11.8 points. And I wish I knew this better, but it's going to impact this number here, the $6.84, and it's going to impact this, our current trade power. That's actually what it's going to impact. So we're going to go from 148 to some number that's higher, right? And 11 points higher, in fact. So we're going to go to 150 something, which means we're not quite at the power that Castile's at, but our share, our cut of the pie here, is going to grow. So since our cut of the pie is going to be bigger, we'll get more of this $6 added to our pool. Our trade node is quite worthless right now. $6 is not a lot to talk about, but that's what the trade power does. So when you're building the marketplace, this is going to give me huge advantages over Castile and trade power, which will then give me more money. So right here, you can see that we're getting $4.22 from trade. That 422 is going to jump up by some number. It'll probably maybe even go to 450, give us 30 cents. That's a big amount for our current income level. So it's worth doing, especially when it's 11.8 versus just 0.61, like down here. Okay. But I'm leaning towards we will want to do um, the church. And the reason is this is straight up money. So we currently get $1.45 from Porto. Now we're going to get another 40 cents straight up. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And you can see it's not that much different. Like if the other one gave me 30 cents, this one gives me 40. So you need to they're both almost of equal value. Now in the long term, the trade power is more valuable because this trade node is going to get more and more valuable. It's going to start having hundreds of dollars in it. And once it does, and you have 80% trade power there, you're going to get all those hundreds of dollars. You're going to get 80% of that for yourself. But in the beginning of the game, I think tax income is a tad more important. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to go ahead and build a church in Porto. Now, we are eventually going to be able to build both. Because if you see here, the church is being built, and I have slots for a lot of other buildings. But there's a lot of buildings in this game, and you won't be able to build all of them in every location. But as you can see, I am one away from 30. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And boom, I hit my 30, which means if I come here, you can see I don't know why this says 32, but it says with 30 right in the thing. So there's some kind of typo here, but so now I'm at 30 and I'm gaining 5 each month. So 1 for the base and 4 for fulfilled objectives. 1, 2, I only see 3 fulfilled objectives, so I don't know where the 4th one's coming from, but I'll take it. 1 plus 4. In my big book, that's 1 plus 3. But yeah, so it's at 127. I need how much? 800. So we're getting 7 a month now. So actually, a fulfilled objective is now, we must get 2 points for each fulfilled objective. So 2, 4, 6. There we go. I'm getting 7 a month. So that's 2 extra. I know it doesn't seem like much, but eventually the Age of Discovery ends, and then you move to the next one. But see, we could start a golden era, and our morale and power costs all drop. Minus 10% for all power costs is huge. Goods produced is plus 10%. And you can only do this once in the entire campaign. Here's the problem. So let's say I'm like, oh gosh, we don't really produce goods all that much right now. So 10% goods produced doesn't do much for us right now. Later in the game, it could be really helpful because we have a lot of production going on. But I'm going to take the golden era now because in order to get the golden era, you have to do this. You have to accomplish 3 objectives like we just did. These aren't easy to do. Like there, you have to convert provinces. You have to be humanist or religious. You see, those kind of things. I mean, there's things that are not easy. Like one of them is going to be convert to Protestantism. So we're going to go ahead and do it. Golden era for Portugal actually historically sounds right. The morale of the armies and navies will help if we're in a battle. The power cost of minus 10% I think is the big advantage. So let's do that. All right, so now we're in our golden era, which is even better. And we get that for 50 years, which is a long time. And absolutism is something I don't understand. I even tried to read up on it, and it gives us power, but I don't understand like how or what. So here you can see we can cause them to lose loyalty, but we lose stability. Or we pay 85. So I'll go ahead and do that. And we'll get 10 loyalty from the burghers, which is going to make us take a loan of 76. All right, and then Porto should have its church. It's very close. Boom. So it just got built. So now our taxation is $8 and we're up to 336. But you can see the interest is 25 cents. We need 89. Oh, Castile. Defensive war. France is allied with Brittany, Provence, and Switzerland. This is going to kill us. I need to stay allied with Castile, but I'm so totally concerned now. I do need... Oh, I never reduced it. I was going to say, I need my army maintenance to be full strength. I am not necessarily going to help Castile in this situation. See, they already got 13,000 troops there, and that's like a trap. Admiral Akbar is even smart enough to avoid that. Yeah, because see, look, they got 16,000 and 13. So if I would have went to take on that 13, that 16 would have rolled right in. And then remember, they're at tech level 5. See, look at this. 555 all the way across the board. Meanwhile, Castile and ourselves are at 4. We're in huge trouble. Castile is going to get rumple stomped. And my only concern is that they somehow get tired. And then here we actually won a battle against Provence, which I'm amazed by. But it was our barks hunting pirates. Because France can kill our navy too. I have no doubt of that. So here you can see Provence. That's like maybe an easy one to go after. I'm going to try to help them take back territory. Because if you can take back territory, it annoys France and it prevents them from winning a peace treaty. So like they won't be able to like demand territory. And here they're trying to go after Castile's capital. So I went and I just won a battle, but it was against Provence, which isn't going to be as strong as the other areas. Like France there has tech level 5, but Provence doesn't. So I sort of went in, and now I'm sheepishly, escaping. And there's Brittany. So I'm going to go down and harass Brittany. And there you can see they were trying to leave before I got there, but I moved too fast for them. I was Jimmy John fast. And I'm going to head back. And you can see they're busy again up here. And I just got intercepted by France, which was stupid of me. And boom, I lost. And now look, they're attacking me. Jerks. And France just went and eliminated me completely. My army just got completely wiped out. This might be the end of the game. But remember, France is at war with Castile, so they may not do anything to us. All right, so and of course the Moroccan separatists are coming in. I finally got my stability up to 3. That part's good. And see, now that the stability is 3, it'll take me 128 months at 63 cents a month, but I can convert. I don't want to do it yet because I'm at war and I need my money right now. But so I'm producing troops. I have 1,000 troops being produced. I only have 13,000 manpower, and I do have a general, which is good. So I'm going to go, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. Let's see how much of that we can get going. And here you can see everywhere I'm producing, if they take the territory, I lose the production. And there you can see they moved 10,000 in, but I still don't even want to interfere with them. And okay, so now I want to get up to 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm out of money. So I'm trying to get some troops here. I'm up to 9,000. They have 10. I need to lose the battle. So let's do that. So now I'm forced to a loan. And I need the money. And I lost my my big siege. So now I can select a naval doctrine. That's interesting. Why couldn't I before? Blockade impact on siege +1. Naval barrage cheaper. Chance to capture enemy ships. Ship trade power. Galley combat. Naval maintenance. I think this is going to be the better one because we're so short on money all the time. That's the thing with Portugal. You're not going to be making money until you can get your exploration going. And yeah, see, look, Castile just got rumple stomped. We're getting rumple stomped. It's just a good party right now. And here you can see Holland wants access to our territory, but not because they want to help us. They're just in their own battle. And this one we might win. We did. But we're down to 4,000 troops with only 2,000 manpower. And here we go. Castile is ceding 1, 2, 3 to France. Navarra is seceding. Castile will give cores. And then Granada was reestablished, so Castile had to give that up. It cost France. Castile's paying the money. 20 prestige. And France gains power. Notice nothing happened to us. That's the only advantage of this situation, is that Castile was the primary person that France was angry with. So taking our territories, we just had to like weather the storm. And trust me, that doesn't always work out that way. But now I'm going to hit this for the 1%. And then now I'm going to try to do, see, look, I just reduced it from 100 months down to 55. And we're going to go ahead and send a missionary here. But we need to transport there because they're going to possibly revolt. And there you can see we're getting 1.19. So let's do some stuff here. Let's mothball the forts. Get ourselves some money back. We're losing 46 cents in interest. How many loans do I have? 2. They're both big. So national unrest +2, manpower -20%, taxes -15. I'm going to do manpower even though my manpower is currently at 0. The unrest I was actually strongly considering, but I don't want unrest while I'm trying to... I ran out of money again. I don't even know how that happened. I thought I was getting 2 a month. I'm getting 5 a month now. What the heck? Well, something caused our inflation to go up. Now, to reduce inflation, you can just spend 67 to reduce it by 2. Right now, inflation's at 0.42%, so I wouldn't, recommend that you go bonkers there. You can declare bankruptcy, but you suffer severe drawbacks. I've never done that before. I honestly don't even know what the drawbacks are. I would have to Wikipedia that. Obviously, I want to repay a loan eventually, and then you can debase the currency. You get $76, but corruption goes up by 2%. And right now, corruption's at 0, and our positive stability causes it to go down. And we're spending $0 in our budget to root out corruption. That's good. You don't want it to be that we're losing 64 cents because of the missionary, and that's consuming a lot. But we're making $5 even in spite of that. That's the part I'm wondering what the heck is happening here. Where's our money coming from? We're getting $9 in taxes. Okay, so we can get $47, which we do need, but we cause nobility loyalty to go down. Or we can gain administrative power, which is way more important. In most cases, you want power over money. Long range trade. So this is trade power 10 in Sevilla. Oh yeah, top one for sure. That's going to get us more money. We're up to $6.21 now. I mean, I'm at a point now where I'm ready to hire some advisors, but let's pay back our loans first. This one looks like it's due first. That 621 should be changing too. It went down. What the heck? I reduced the amount of interest we have to spend, and that went down. All right. New land claimed. Aviero. Where the hell's Aviero? Oh, this one. So we can increase base tax, base production, base manpower. All three, of course, are important. Or let's do 2. And it's available because Alfonso V has got the personality expansionist. I love that. Let's do both. So Aviero just went up. So its base tax and its manpower both went up. So they went up for free without me having to spend the points. That's really good. And then here you can actually send a colonist to make it go up once a year, a certain percentage. But we don't have any colonists yet. Oh, you might be wondering, how the earth do you get colonists? Well, it's a little convoluted, but first thing you need to do is finish National Ideas 5. So tech level 5. And then it unlocks Ideas. Ideas is on this tab here. And then when you unlock an idea, this is like a little meter that goes up, because the more ideas you get, you get points towards going up. And then these unlock your ideas at the beginning of the game when we selected the country. And I talked about national ideas. This is where those are located. So the Portuguese ideas so far is we get extra trade range, efficiency, etc., and global tariffs plus 20%. All that stuff is given to us right now when we have gained all Portuguese ideas. We'll get global tariffs plus 20%. Okay, so let's say I have level 5. This gets unlocked. I click on it, and then I get to select one of these to pursue. And this is an amazing part of the game. But so, for example, if I want colonists, I'm going to pick, where are you? It's this exploration. And right here, Quest for the New World is the first thing you get. And then that allows you to recruit explorers. And then the next one you get is colonist plus 1. Then the next one gives you an extra 50% range, etc., etc., etc. So You want to do this to get colonists. And then there's if you do expansion, which is here, you can actually get a colonist that way as well, and you get merchants. Um, and so there's some really nice upgrades there. You actually get 2 colonists if you go along this path. And then if you complete the whole thing, you can fabricate claims in colonial regions, etc. Um, but it gets even more cooler than that. As you finish these, it produces this little matrix, and then the matrix fills in here. So, for example, if I finished an administrative policy and a diplomatic policy, the two marry together, and then having the two ideas together, I get another bonus, and then you get to basically select 9 bonuses. This one, of course, requires, um, you know, anyways, you'll see it better when we get there. And then there's national decisions. If I ever satisfy these criteria, I can select decisions that give me benefits and bonuses. Okay. All right, I could construct something, but I forgot I need to pay off my loan first. It's more important. And we're still getting $6. Okay, this gives them 10 influence. I'm not interested in that. So here I'm going to spend money. They gain loyalty but lose influence. That's the perfect combo. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I know it's going to force me to take another loan, but nothing I can do. I should be able to repay it. Oh my gosh, I need 91? Okay, so for whatever reason, I'm getting $6 a turn, and I don't know what I did. I mean, my taxation is up. So I need more money, but I think what I'm going to do now is start seriously considering, I can't afford a +2, but a +1 I can. And for example, here, missionary strength +2%. I'm going to hire him. And then this missionary down here, it just got even stronger. So it says 21, we'll have monthly progress of 3.7%. So if we go another month, oh, it must have automatically updated already. So this missionary is now moving even faster. This is what I wanted. So I get the higher developed. So I just need colonists now. That's all I'm looking for here. And this is telling me that the unrest is growing. So their influence dropped 10%, which is good. Oh, that message, by the way, is remember I did things temporarily here to raise their loyalty, and then it caused their influence to go up? Well, eventually their influence dropped back down, but their loyalty stayed up. So that's good. All right, we're up to 29 now. So diplomatic reputation is good, especially when you need people to do things for you. Like if you want someone to be your vassal, or if you want them to actually join your empire, diplomatic reputation is huge. For us, it's not a big deal. We're doing it for the +1. So we're up to 7 and 6 now. That's the part that's good. And right here, our explorer just died. So just when we were hoping to do something, we can't. And then here, reinforced speed is just how quickly the manpower goes into the troops. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So what we got now, which is awesome, is oh, you know what caused our money to go up is when they came and took over our territories, they caused us to get devastation. And that's what this is. So this number was probably greater than 0 for the territories that I was losing. And now we can actually go up a level. That's awesome. So we just got to level 5 military, which is like months after France did, but and then we're getting to level 5 diplomatic, also good. Okay, And I attribute some of that to the fact that we got advisors that are giving us extra points, but um, they weren't here that long. So, okay, now I get to choose from these three different types of infantry. And I didn't explain this much, largely because you don't need to know it. And if you do, go into Wiki. Um, but here's the deal. Fire, it tells you right here, it's the measure of the amount of casualties the unit will inflict on the fire phase. And it depends on the offensive fire value of the attacking units and the defensive fire value of the defending units. And you can see that doesn't go up until you get all the way down here, which is later. Shock is the amount of casualties it'll inflict in the shock phase. And think of cavalry. Cavalry are the shock phase. So the infantry will apply a little bit of shock value, because of their overwhelming ability to shoot or whatever. And it gets, so what this is an offensive shock of 1. So they're going to do more damage, whereas the men-at-arms is a defensive shock. So if we're up against cavalry, who has a shock value, we reduced their shock value by 1, right? Because they're going to apply their shock value to us, and our defensive shock of 1 is going to cancel it. So this makes us stronger against cavalry, whereas these two are more offensive. So they're going to make, they're going to be in addition to the cavalry. And then here, the morale phase, how much morale damage it will inflict. When morale goes to 0, they lose, they retreat. So it's not always about killing the troops. You want to just get their morale to 0 so they retreat. And even if they retreat, it takes a long time for them to recover and come back. So basically, these infantry are all about attacking. So and they give you like a nice little, like, these are Gaelic and Norse styles of warfare to great effect. The Gaelic warriors before them, blah 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 blah. They use two-handed battle axes. So these guys are all about inflicting damage, but they offer no defensive value. The longbow is, of course, a little bit more familiar for those of us that know British or come from British roots. Um, the offensive shock and morale gives a +1 offense and defense, whereas the men-at-arms is all about defense and then offensive morale of 1. Now, it's been my experience that you don't want the defensive morale of 1 is good, because if you're up against other longbow, you canceled their offensive of 1. And remember, right now there's no cannons. All there is cavalry and infantry. And there's a hell of a lot more infantry than there is cavalry. So by going all offense like this, you definitely put a lot of offensive pressure on your enemies, but you have like no defense against them. Here, obviously, it's nice to have defense, but where's your offense? I mean, if you're relying on your cavalry for offense, you need a lot of them, and this game is not the kind of game where you want to have 10 cavalry, 10 infantry. The way the battles work is you basically want only 2 or 3 cavalry for 10 infantry, because the cavalry have very specific types of attacks they do, and it's probably better to explain when there's an actual battle. But I like longbow. That's my long-winded way of saying that. So I'm going to choose longbow. And then our troops are going to slowly build up. And as you can see, we never built up all the way. So I want to get back up to 3 cavalry, but we don't have any money. I forgot about that. And we're down to just $3 a month now, because we got the 3 advisors. So we're not quite making the money like we used to. And Castile just lost their claim to great power. So, oh, how mighty fall, right? So we're going to get some. So this would give us extra missionary strength, which we don't need at the moment. I'm going to take the 10 prestige. Now, we converted this to Catholic. Our missionary succeeded. And so now we got a culture issue. And so what we can do is we can change the culture, but it costs us 47 points. And I'm going to go ahead and try it. It's reduced by 10%, the cost here, because we're in a golden era. And anyways, let's do it. There is a chance for rebellion, so we're going to keep our troops there. But we're actually building troops. And I got to pause again. Come on, Castile. So they're attacking Grenada. And it's Grenada and Tunis. So we can accept that. And we'll go ahead and hire the engineer, although that's going to cost us money. We're going to have to take another dang loan. And then we got our new ideas. So we just hit level 5. And the ideas that we're going to do is, if you're Portugal, it must be exploration. You need your colonist ASAP. So we're going to get that going. Now, you don't get this right away. You actually have to earn diplomacy points. This. And then once you get to like 400 or whatever, you can unlock the first one. And understanding that you will, if you spend 400 on this, you're going to fall behind in your tech to level 6. So you are going to take some suffering there. And then looking at this, I forgot we can do a flagship at some point. And then right here, we need at least one colonist. And I know we want to conquer Tangier, but Morocco is very smartly avoiding us and staying out of these wars. All right, so yes, we had to take the loan. The advisors are causing us to not make $3 a month. Oh gosh, Grenada. Took one of our provinces. And so there you can see their... Why would we need to transport? Okay, so here you can see we took the province and then there's 2.65 devastation. So that's going to cause our taxes and everything to go lower. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and make Grenada suffer. We have better tech than them. And we have a general. Yeah, so we just took that territory. Now we're going to go up and we wipe them out again. And we're getting prestige for winning these battles too. Okay, army career. So we could gain 15 tradition and get loyalty from the nobility, but lose it from the burghers. All right, I'll do it, but now we gotta deal with the burghers. So what can we do to raise them, their loyalty? So if I'm willing to lose 5 prestige, I'll do it. So here you can see we're sieging this area. We're doing quite well. Grenada's done. The only thing that's left is whether or not Tunis is going to do anything. And here you can see my stability cost. But King Alfonso V is just awesome. And now England wants to be in an alliance with us. I'm going to go ahead and do it, but I have a feeling we're going to regret that. Oh gosh. They made us their alliance and then now defensive war against France. I should have checked. I should have checked. I was such a goober. I do not want to go to war with France. Sorry, King. That was stupid of me. Like I said, I play this a lot. I didn't say I was good at it. I just enjoy it so much. I don't want to lose any more prestige, but 50 diplomatic power sucks. Screw it. All right, so the Grenada Peace Conference happened. We got 35 bucks from it. And we got 3.3 prestige, which is at least something. They now owe us 24 favors. Oh, you know what? I should probably look up, like, is there a way to spend those favors? Let's go ahead and, Well, can't even do that. We're getting 35. Yeah, that's just... So now, for whatever reason, we're only getting 97 cents. And I think it's largely because, well, that's getting much lower. We should be getting $3. That's where we were at. Oh, it's slowly building back up. Oh, I know what one of them is. Let's mothball our forts again. That should pump it up. There we go, $3. And remember, we got we have the advisors now. So the fact that we have advisors in our court is giving us +1, +1, +1, so 766 now, which is really good. And in fact, let's think about this. Like, see, our ideas are require diplomacy. So what we maybe want to do is we want our diplomacy to go up. So I'm going to click on this, and this went up to an 8, and I took 1 away from the other 2. So we can get our ideas going and get colonists as soon as possible. So that's the idea, is you want to crank and crank and crank and get your colonists up. And okay, so remember I recommended Portugal was your first country. You just saw how Castile had to deal with a major war against Aragon, which they won. Then they dealt with France, which they lost, and they lost badly. You can see how, as Portugal, you use them as a cushion. Because you don't really care that Castile's losing in so much as you care about what it does for you. But the thing is France is like this plague. You need to stop them, or otherwise they'll just grow and grow and grow. So you don't necessarily want France to become super powerful. But at this stage of the game, they are. And you can't do anything about it, so you need to just band together. And that's why I want England with us too. But England keeps going into battles on its own and isn't joining Castile. It would have been nice if the 3 of us could have been allied together. Okay, so with that said, this is hopefully helping you to appreciate we're having some good tension, right? So even if it's your first game, as long as you know you need to explore and you need to rush to colonists as best as you can, everything else was just deciding when to join a battle or when not to, and there's some nice choices being made. And I'm having economy issues, but I was able to at least get 2 buildings built. Ideally, you need to get a marketplace in every location and a church in every location. That's ideally what you want to do. We're not even close to achieving that, but we did finally convert to Catholic, and then as you can see here, we're making progress to convert the culture. And once we do, this particular province is going to start making us better money and tax revenue. It'll actually be really good for us. Oh, I remember why I was explaining all this. I'm at an hour. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome and stay healthy and safe.